Hi there, this is Mr. Jones, and I'd like to help you with multiplying binomials. Now remember, when you are multiplying a monomial, a single term expression, times a binomial, the sum or difference of two, then you need to use the distributive property. All right, for example, when I have a monomial, times b plus c, a binomial, I have to distribute and I have to multiply the a times b and the a times c. So that's going to give me a times b plus a times c. Okay, distributive property. All right, so for all of these examples, we're going to need to use that. Number one, negative 2y, that's a monomial being multiplied by a binomial, 3y minus 4. Okay, so I need to first of all multiply negative 2y times 3y and multiply negative 2y times negative 4. Okay, and that's the distributive property. So then I can simply simplify that. Let's use blue. Negative 2y times positive 3y. Negative times positive is negative. 2 times 3 is 6, so negative 6y squared. Y to the first times y to the first, y squared. Now I have a negative 2y times a negative 4, and that's going to be positive, right? Negative times negative is positive, so positive 8y. Okay, and those are not like terms, so those cannot be combined. So there's my result. All right. How about number 2? 6a squared times negative 3a plus 2, and then number 3, I have a rectangle, but I have a monomial width and a binomial length, and I want to find the area. So why don't you go ahead and do number 2. Since we don't have room to do number 3 also, do number 2. I'll take a break. When you're finished, come back, then we'll scroll down and do number 3. How's that? All right, well, let's see how we did on number 2. I'll see if I have my work. That's a little bit stretched out, isn't it? There we go. All right, remember to distribute. 6a squared is multiplied by negative 3a, and 6a squared is multiplied by a positive 2. So distributive property, 6a squared times negative 3a, well, 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. A squared times a is a to the third, so I'm just simplifying that product. And then I'll also have 6a squared times 2, and that gives me 12a squared. So there is my product. Okay? Well, let's scroll down now and then look at the rectangle. The width of the rectangle is 3x, the length is 2x plus 8, and we're asked to find the area. Well, remember that area of a rectangle is length times width, or width times length. We've written it as width times length, but that's okay because a times b is equal to b times a. Multiplication, you remember, is commutative. Okay? So why don't you go ahead and find that product as well. I'll take another break, and when you're finished, or if you need help, hit continue and I'll be right back. Okay, well, let's see if I was smart enough to preserve the answer in this one too. I was. Let's squeeze it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, once again, I need to recall the distributive property, so I'm going to multiply 3x times 2x, and I'm going to multiply 3x times 8. Okay? So 3x times 2x gives me 6x squared. I'm just simplifying here. Simplify. Okay, and 3x times 8 is 24x, and that's my product. Okay, well, that should give you the help that you need for multiplying a monomial times a binomial. And I urge you to work carefully and work well, and don't forget to distribute.